Hi, this is Stephen Brower, and welcome to Intro to Operating Systems. What I want to do in this video is just show you different ways to get information, and then I'll talk a little bit about what's going on in web study. First, the reason why I'm here at the school's webpage is I want to show you that you can get to my syllabus and to my class schedule without having to log in either Lion's Den or into web study. So current students, academic departments, computer science, and near the bottom here, Stephen Brower. By the way, if I have any deviations to my office hours, those would be listed here. But here's our course, Operating Systems, and then here's the syllabus and the schedule. So, in case you can't get into web study or Lion's Den, and you just want to take a peek at what maybe some policies are, or even the schedule in terms of what's happening when, at least you can see these things here from within the school's website. From within Lion's Den, my view is a little bit different because I'm an instructor. From within Lion's Den, you'll have a group that's like this. My courses, click here too. And when you go into it, now you may have to change to spring 2014. We'll have for our operating systems class. One thing I do differently than other online classes, normally when you click this, it starts web study. What I've noticed is that that would come up inside of a window, and so you're using web study through a window with Lion's Den, and certain things don't work. That web study works best when it's in a window by itself. So if you do come in here, on the right hand side, there is a link to web study. Now you can go straight there, rvcc.webstudy.com. But if you're here in Lion's Den, it's just a matter then of clicking this link, and then web study will open. I also have over here links to the schedule and to the syllabus. So let me just go and click on this and to bring up web study. By the way, this little message right here will disappear a couple days into the semester. It'll appear again in about 7 weeks, or at the 7-week semester. So I'll log in as me. Probably should have paused it. Now, since I'm an instructor, my view here might be a little bit different. And also the fact I'm having this narrow to try to keep the footprint of this screencast small. So actually, if I were to maximize the window for a second, and then just to move this showing here to the right, it's that it is much larger. It looks different when it's enlarged. But anyway, I go in here. You should have a link under Spring 2014 for operating systems. And now let me just change my view to student. And the reason is that this will look more closely to what you'll see when you log in. Now, probably the one link you're going to spend almost all your time is going to be here, timeline. And what timeline has is, well, sort of chronologically from the week 1 to week 12, the lists of items that are for the semester. Oh, by the way, there is links to the syllabus and the class schedule here. But otherwise, what I do differently than other instructors is I do indicate here the week, and then for when assignments are due, I do give the date. So this is a little bit different. Now, since we're in a 12-week course, things are a little bit compressed. So some weeks we do have multiple chapters that we're doing. But in general, for a particular week, there may be one or more, if I'll just expand here for a second, one or more sessions that have information. Usually I'll have some intro information, and then I'll have slides for the chapter. And then for the assignments, now this will vary week to week. So we can see here for week 1 that there's an introduction forum, and then there's homework 1, and then there's lab 1. Now if you notice, I should probably go back here for a second to point something out. The way I treat the course is I only have deadlines 1 day a week. And instead of you having to do like something on Monday, something on Wednesday, something on Friday, instead of forcing you to log on and constantly see every day or their new assignments, I want to set up a pattern that'll hold through the whole semester, and that is that things are going to be due on Mondays. So we're beginning the course actually on a Tuesday, the 4th, and our first set of assignments are going to be due on Monday, the 10th. So what will happen is every week, so kind of like next week, the week of the 10th, we'll be working on these chapters, and that information is due the following Monday, the 17th. And then the next week, then the 17th, we'll work on these 2 chapters, and then the following Monday, then this item is due. These items are due here on the 24th. So part of the reason why, by having a Monday deadline, for those that choose to do work over the weekend, if there's any technical difficulties with web study that need to be worked out, that can get resolved on Monday, and things can still be submitted. How you choose to work during the week, that's up to you. So if you have Wednesdays off, you could do a lion's share of the work on Wednesday every week, which means for this first week coming up, if this Wednesday would be 2/5, so you'd be finishing things on 2/5. The following one right here, if you do things on Wednesday, it would be 2/12. So how you choose to do the time throughout the week, that's going to be up to you. So within all the weeks, you'll see is that we do have the topics followed by the assignments. And so what I'll do is I'll take a peek now at a couple of these. So the homework, what happens when you go in, the homework assignment will be listed. See how quickly it comes up? The homework assignment will be listed. Some of the weeks it's going to be questions out of the book. Some of the weeks it's just going to be my own questions. Usually what I do in terms of this first homework is I do give the questions because I assume people don't yet have the book. Now, as I mentioned here, what I prefer is that you actually attach a document for the homework. If you have Microsoft Word, no matter what version, you can attach either a doc or a docx file. If you have a different word processor, like OpenOffice or something like that, go out of your way to save it in RTF format, and this way I'll be able to open the RTF format. So what you'll do is you'll create a document, you'll answer these questions, and then down here, there's this thing for attaching files to your assignment. You attach your files. Now, this is the strange thing at the bottom. You have to click this radio button that says Sentence Instructor for Grading, and then hit Submit. If you forget to hit this button, it just kind of languishes out there as not actually being submitted. Okay, anyway, so homework, that's one thing that is here for this week 1. The second thing we'll take a look at is the quote-unquote lab. Now, the lab's going to vary every week. For this first week, I'm doing it as sort of a mini research project where you're going to go to the OneSearch for the library and look for some information. Now, for this week, what I have is a PDF that actually is defining what you're going to be doing. So let me just go and click the PDF. Depending on what browser you're using, this may open up a little bit differently. Like in Google Chrome, you have to say keep for bringing it up, and then so kind of go on from there. Let me pause. Okay, so for this first lab here, this PDF is describing, in this case, what you're going to be doing search for, and then how you're going to compose the document for submitting. So this particular lab was doing a search. There'll be other labs in the future. We're going to do something on the computer, or we're also going to be using RVCC2, which is a Unix-like system. It's specifically AIX, using that for doing a lab. So it'll vary week to week. Then and I just went back too far. It'll vary week to week in terms of how that lab will be. What some weeks will also have then is this introduction forum. And the idea, not an introduction forum, a forum. And the idea in a forum is there's going to be a discussion on a particular topic. The way I grade forums is everyone is going to do one posting, and basically they state their opinion on what a question is. Some of the forums I'm going to have, there's no right or wrong answer. It is your opinion. But instead of me grading now, you responding to other people, your grade are just going to be on the submission. So you can think of the forum as being a class participation grade. The nice thing is, though, at least it's quantifiable. So it's not my memory or my recollection or how I feel. This way I can go in and take a look and figure out how many forums were responded to, and a grade is really based on that. Okay, so I know this is a lot all at once, but what I tried to show here was, one is how to bring up my web page by going through Mountain Valley, and that from my web page you have access to the syllabus and the schedule, at least to see what's available. I showed, if you are going through Lions Den, how there is the link over here to Web Study. Web Study itself, I really kind of did a peek at the timeline, and then kind of showed how a typical week would work. And the other thing showing that normally my deadlines are on Monday. So we're beginning today on February 4th, and then our first set of assignments is due here on February 10th. So welcome to class. I hope we have a good semester, and have fun.